honorable dignitaries, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I, Deepti Dange, feel honored and humbled to be the Master of Ceremonies for this two-day national seminar, Explosafe 2016. I welcome you all to Nagpur, popularly known as the Orange City of India, for this national seminar on safety, security, recent trends in commercial and defense explosives, organized by EMWA in technical collaboration with PISO. Before we begin, we need to ensure safety of each of us present here. I therefore request the Safety and Security Officer of Le Méridien, Nagpur, to educate us about the fire safety procedures and emergency escapes that are available at this venue. I would call upon Mr. Nand Kishore from Le Méridien to explain these details to us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nandakishore Khadke, Le Méridien Hotel, Senate, Nagpur. सर मैं आपको जैसे सिक्योरिटी एंड फायर सेफ्टी के बारे में मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ. जैसे आपने एंट्री किया है वहाँ से आपकी स्टार्ट हो गया सिक्योरिटी एंड सेफ्टी. आपका व्हीकल चेक हो चुका है, आपका कैमरा में आपका ड्राइवर का फेस आ चुका है, आपके पैसेंजर गाड़ी में कितने थे वो भी फेस में आ चुके हैं, व्हीकल नंबर सब शो हो चुका है. आप वहाँ से जैसे एंट्री किया लॉबी गेट तक आ गए, हाथ से डोर मेटल डिटेक्टर से आप अंदर एंट्री किया, वहाँ पे भी आप कैमरा में सेव हो चुके हैं. आप यहाँ तक 7 कैमरा में आप सेव हो चुके हैं. आप जहाँ बैठे हैं ये नो स्मोकिंग हॉल है, बहुत सुरक्षित हॉल है. दोनों तरफ से एग्जिट डोर है वहाँ पे, राइट एंड लेफ्ट. आप साइनिज को अगर फॉलो करोगे तो आपको डायरेक्ट एक असेंबली पॉइंट तक आपको ये पहुंचा देगा. असेंबली पॉइंट अपनी स्टाफ गेट सिक्योरिटी का जो है हमारा वहाँ पे आउटसाइड पार्किंग में है, और यहाँ पे स्मोक डिटेक्टर, स्प्रिंकलर, यहाँ पे सभी सुविधा उपलब्ध की गई है. और असेंबली पॉइंट में वहाँ पे सुविधा ये है, वाटर है वहाँ पे, फर्स्ट एड किट, फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर, वहाँ पे असेंबली पॉइंट में इतनी सारी सुविधा की गई है. वहाँ पे अगर इनकेस हमें इमरजेंसी नंबर है हमारा यहाँ पर फायर कंट्रोल ऑफिस का 7 नंबर पे 24 आवर्स मैन पावर वहाँ पे उपलब्ध रहता है. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Mr. Nandkishore. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to mention here that Explosives Manufacturers Welfare Association, which we know as EMWA, is committed to the safe manufacture, storage, and secure of use of explosives in the country. After the grand success of Explosafe in 2013, EMWA is once again organizing this two-day seminar, which is a national seminar on safety, security, and recent trends in commercial and defense explosives under the banner Explosafe 2016. We are partnered technically, it's a technical collaboration with the Petroleum and Explosives Safety Organization. PISO is one among the few central government organizations with the heritage of more than a century-old symbiotic relationship with explosives manufacturing and mining industry. As all of you know, explosives are a powerful source of energy. And today, with all of you here from the explosives industry, I too feel full of energy that all of you are passing on to me. I would request you all to carry on spreading this positive energy and vibe for the next 2 days. Thank you very much for being with us here today. It is often said that a nation's progress can be evaluated by the quantity of explosives used, as explosives play a key role in the development of any nation. Explosives are a powerful source of energy. Unless explosives are manufactured, safely transported, stored, handled, and used with due care, they can create unwanted incidences leading to loss of precious life, devastation of property, and trauma in general. As we begin this two-day conference today, I would like to take this opportunity to brief you about the theme of Explosafe 2016. The logo that you can see here behind me or on the left-hand side. Now, the blasts are harmful if we do not adhere to safety norms. The cloud formed over the blast, over the letter O, as you can see, has transformed into water drops and made the left side, my left, your right, green, which is the safer side, whereas the left side signifies ashes and toxins produced by an explosive blast. Hence, we are using the color gray to signify the same. The leaf on the extreme right, if you can see, your extreme right that is, signifies eco-harmony around manufacturing for a safer environment. Right from handling of raw material to the use of explosives, one needs to follow correct procedures and optimum use of technology to work in secure environment and adhere to safety norms. Before we move further, I would like to give a gentle reminder and request everybody present here today to put their phones on silent mode so we do not interrupt any presentations that will take place here today and tomorrow. Request you all just to have a check on your phones as they can be on silent or vibration mode. Thank you for cooperating with us. Today, we have amongst us some distinguished guests who are patrons to the subject of our deliberation. To bring forth amongst you all, may I request our chief guest for today, Sri Rajiv Ranjan Mishra, Chairman cum Managing Director, Western Coalfields Limited, Nagpur. Please put your hands together for Sri Rajiv Ranjan Mishra ji. I would request Mr. Satyanarayan Nuwal from Solar Explosives India Limited to welcome Mr. Rajiv Ranjan Mishra and bring him to the dais and welcome him with a flower bouquet. Thank you, Mr. Nuwal. Next, I would like to call upon our patron, Dr. S. Kamal, who is the Chief Controller of Explosives, Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, PESO, to the dais, please. I request Dr. A. N. Gupta from Premier Explosives Limited to welcome Dr. S. Kamal and bring him to the stage. Thank you, Dr. Gupta. Now, I would like to call upon our guest honor, Shri KPS Murthy, Director, High Energy Materials Research Laboratory, DRDO Pune. And to welcome him, I would like to request Mr. Ashok Rathi, CDET Explosives Industries, to welcome him with a floral bouquet and bring him along to the dais, please. Thank you, Mr. Rathi. Our next guest of honor for today is Shri B.P. Singh, Deputy Director General of Mine Safety, Nagpur. I would now request Mr. Sadanand Reddy of Ideal Explosives to welcome Shri B.P. Singh with a floral bouquet, and I call them upon the dais. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Reddy. And now, to join the dignitaries on stage, I would like to call our convener, Shri V.N. Pangal, who is the President of Explosives Manufacturers Welfare Association. And to welcome Shri Pangal, I would request Mr. Rakesh Kumar from Indian Explosives Limited to give him a floral bouquet as a welcome and bring him along to the dais. Our President of Explosives Manufacturer Welfare Association, Shri V.N. Pangal. Thank you, Mr. Rakesh Kumar. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, a shlok from the Upanishads, meaning lead me from darkness to light. Almost every event begins with the lighting of the lamp. The flame thus lit refers to not just the physical fire, but symbolizes the cosmic force of divine light. Light is considered as a symbol of auspiciousness, prosperity, and abundance. Light brings brightness, and in doing so, it dispels darkness, and we begin to see things clearly. On that note, I would request all our dignitaries to come forward and light the auspicious lamp and inaugurate Explosafe 2016. Let us be generous with our round of applause. Thank you, dignitaries. Saraswati Vandana, an important mantra that is recited for higher knowledge, guidance, and wisdom. May I request you all to please stand at your respective places while I request eminent singers Puneet and Neha to recite the prayer on behalf of all of us.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समाप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिवी देवी सदा पूजिता सा मा पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः Thank you.
Thank you, Puneet and Neha. To begin the program, I request Shri V.N. Pangal, President, EMWA, to deliver the welcome address. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Shri V.N. Pangal with me.
Dignitaries on the dais, Shri Mishra sir, Shri Murthy sir, Shri Singh sir, Dr. Kamal sir, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, it is a great privilege and honor for me to address this very august forum. The explosive manufacturers in India sell almost 65% of the produce to a single buyer, who is also the world's largest coal company, that is Coal India Limited. Today, it is very heartening for us to have the head of the subsidiary company, WCL, Shri Mishra sir, with us as our guest of honor. Shri Rajiv R. Mishra assumed charge as Chairman and Managing Director of Western Coalfields recently in the year October 2014 and is a permanent invitee on the Board of Directors of Coal India. Mishra sir has won many hearts and is a recipient of Most Powerful HR Professional in India and IME HR Leadership Award in the Asia Pacific HRM Congress in the years 2012 and 2013. He has an enviable qualification with a master's in geology as a technocrat and a postgraduate qualifications in personal management and industrial relations. Now, next we have the presence of head of the High Energy Materials Research Laboratory, Pune, Shri KPS Murthy sir. This is most appropriate for us today since our explosive industry is at the cusp of making advances into defense sector and we are looking forward for closer interactions with this department in future. An alumni of the reputed IIT Kharagpur, Shri Murthy sir has worked for over 27 years in the development of defense, arsenal and warheads. He has published over 30 technical papers and 4 patents to his credit. He is a recipient of prestigious many DRDO awards. We have Shri BP Singh, DDP, West Zone Director General of Mine Safety with us. Safety being the main theme of our seminar, we are enriched by his presence. Shri Singh has worked for over 35 years in mining sector. He has done specializations in explosives and blasting, rock mechanics, long wall, short wall mining, computerizations, and all the rest. He is an alumnus of the prestigious IIT BHU, from where I also studied my chemical engineering long time back. Feels good to meet a fellow IIT, a fellow BHUite. The next most important organization that the explosives manufacturers deals with on a day-to-day basis is the PESO, who hold our hands and provide us guidance at every step. We are glad that the chief of this organization, Dr. Kamal sir, is amongst us today. Dr. Kamal is a PhD in chemistry and has been pioneer in introduction of computerization of explosives, accounting, tracking, tracing. He has worked in most parts of India in his long tenure in the department and has found friends everywhere. An extremely amiable person, but at the same time, a strict disciplinarian. Then there are many industry stalwarts amongst us, technocrats, scientists, scholars, officials of the PESO, our customers, our suppliers, and well-wishers amongst these delegates who are the backbone of our industry. I'm really happy that this unique combination has come together for the opening function of the event. This feels like a family function where all the near and dear ones have graced the occasion. I extend a warm welcome to all. As the lady has already covered, the theme of our deliberation today is that the seminar is Safety, Security, Recent Trends in Commercial and Defense Explosives. As per the statistics collected and published by PESO, during the year 2014-15, there were 55 reportable accidents. 2 of these pertain to explosives, 18 related to firecrackers, and the rest to gas, petroleum, SMPV, and all that. So during this period, 950,000 tons of explosives was produced. The previous year, that is 13-14, 48 accidents, 3 pertain to explosives, and 790,000 tons of explosives produced. The target we should set is 0 accidents, because accidents that happen in explosives are always devastating. The first priority for an explosive manufacturer is to implement a process-based safety regimen. Only such a standard can ensure a good night's sleep to the persons concerned in our industry. Now, out of 6 technical sessions, 4 are dedicated to safety aspects I'm sure that at the end of the deliberations, we'll be wiser people. Misuse of explosives has become a global phenomenon now, and security concerns are mounting. We have dedicated some papers covering this aspect. Tracking and tracing of explosives are new challenges faced by the industry. Barcoding systems are introduced in our industry on an experimental basis. However, much more needs to be done for enforcing law and order. One should reckon that all that is required for the terrorist activity is a few kilograms of explosives, that is, or ammonium nitrate. And the country today uses 11 lakh metric tons of explosives and 8 lakh metric tons of ammonium nitrate. One should not assume that mere introduction of filing of returns and tracking will plug this leakage. Sometime or the other, we have to take the bull by the horns. Now, next is the development is a continuous activity, and the industry has to keep abreast of the same. If not, it will perish. Not long time back, we witnessed obituary of nitroglycerin explosives. Then the slurry explosives made way to emulsions. The nonels and site mix explosives were game changers. But I feel more efforts are required in the R&D. Unfortunately, our industry is not able to make the required investments due to adverse competition. Services and innovations have become a casualty. Some initiatives are required taken by the organized sector customers to evaluate the explosives based on overall efficiency instead of treating it as a commodity. The defense sector has recently opened to private operators. This has raised our hopes and aspirations. So this theme is also included in our I think I've covered most of the theme of the seminar. I believe that the seminar has come about at a very appropriate time. The industry is now poised for witnessing some big growth with the Make in India policy. On this occasion, my special thanks to PESO for supporting the organization. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you will try to enjoy your stay in Nagpur despite the very inclement weather here. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri V. N. Pangal, for addressing the warm opening ceremony today. The explosives industry is fortunate to have a regulatory body overseeing it, which has not just regulated it, but also guided and nurtured the industry. Next, I would like to bring forth amongst all of us Dr. S. Kamal, Chief Controller of Explosives, PISO, to say a few words to us. Please put your hands together to welcome Dr. S. Kamal.
Shri Rajiv Ranjan Mishra, CMD WCL, Shri KPS Murthy, Director HEMRL, Shri BP Singh, Deputy Director General Mine Safety, Shri VN Pangal, President EMWA, my all PESO colleagues, and I'm extremely delighted to see the senior stalwarts of the PESO and all the industry members. Good morning to everyone, and I welcome you all on the occasion of organizing this Explosive 2016. It's a matter of great pleasure that National Seminar Explosafe 2016 with the theme Safety, Security and Recent Trends in Commercial and Defense Explosives commences today. The seminar is being organized by EMWA in technical collaboration with PESO. This will propagate the message of safety amongst its members and to keep abreast with the latest technological developments. The objective of the seminar is to serve a platform for technical exchange and update of information encompassing safety and best practices connected to all the spheres of explosives, right from the manufacturing to the end use, thereby protecting the lives of people and the environment. Ensuring safety will also help in boosting the productivity and achieving the business excellence. This event will bring together a variety of perspectives, ideas, and best practices that will develop collaboration amongst industry, regulators, and academicians, together with a common goal to ensure safety and health of the workers. PESO has been pursuing its mission to ensure safety in explosives and the petroleum sector for last 117 years by implementing the provisions of the Petroleum Act, Explosives Act, and rules framed thereunder. Explosives play a key role in development of the nation. They are used for various developmental activities like mining, seismic survey, oil exploration, well digging, well sinking, road construction, and other infrastructural activities. Friends, without the use of explosives, one cannot think of development. In India, there are 65 explosive manufacturing companies. In 2015-16, Indian companies have produced about 3.4 lakh metric ton of the packaged explosives and 7.62 lakh metric ton of the site mixed explosives, and over 700 million numbers of detonators apart from other accessories. In 2015-16, there was about the 20% hike in the production as compared to the previous year. Demand of explosives is increasing every year. Our industry is also exporting substantial quantity of explosives, and I feel proud to say that the quality of the product made by our manufacturers is at par with the international standard, and these explosives are in great demand overseas. Commercial explosives are stable substances. Each brand of explosives is authorized by PESO after following rigorous procedure. Their behavior is known, understood, and predictable, and they do not present a hazard to the user when managed properly in accordance with the regulatory requirements, good industry practices, safe operating procedures. Safety in explosive industry is of paramount importance to the industrial workforce, as well as people working in the surroundings. Any negligence or complaisance in operations may result in serious consequences. In the present scenario of globalization, the aspect of safety is very important and vital. Therefore, friends, we have to inculcate the concept of safety culture in the industry. The importance of safety culture has arisen in the world largely as a result of the accidents. Developing a strong safety culture has single greatest impact on the reduction in the accident and enhancing productivity. All the explosive industries which are in the organized sector are having very high standards of safety. And there is a need to improve the safety standards in small units. In factories, safety should be inbuilt. The design of the factory should be such that process is inherently safe. The hazard should be completely avoided rather than keeping the hazard under control. Secondly, the preventive measures should be taken. All machinery and equipment should be checked and tested periodically as per the recommendations of the manufacturer. Thirdly, all the operators, supervisors, workers should be educated and trained to perform a specific job, and operating procedures should be displayed. When the industry is safe, everyone is safe and work hard, thus increases the productivity. If any small incident happens in the industry, the productivity of the factory is seriously hampered and brings disrepute to the entire industry. And one thing I would like to say, when the worker is going to the factory, his family members pray to the God that he should return safely in the evening. When he returns safely, then the members take the sigh of relief. Safety is of the utmost importance. I would also like to update you about the recent developments related with the procedures and the rules, regulations. Regarding the export of explosives, PESO has already allowed the containerized transport of explosives from the factory to the port, and it's working very fine. We are also trying to further relax it so that the transportation of, so that the export is more and more. And the licensing procedure for the containerized transport of explosives for the export purpose will be further simplified. To export the explosives in the neighboring countries, NOC is required as per the existing rules from the central government. Now it will also be dispensed with. We have already proposed in the draft explosive amendment rules. So after its notification, it will be implemented. And friends, we are also going to introduce the unique identification number on the packages of explosives. In some of the cases, it will be on the unit level, and in other cases, it will be on the box level and also on the smallest boxes. That will help us in tracking the last legal source of the seized explosives or unclaimed explosives. We have also proposed some changes in the explosive rules to incorporate the provisions for the manufacture of the explosives for the defense use. Government has started outsourcing of the production of the explosives for the defense purpose to the private sector. In last few years, some of the explosive manufacturers have ventured into manufacture of explosives for the defense and space organizations. As there is very long range of explosives and propellants being used by the defense and the space organization, it is a big challenge for the explosive industry to develop its skill and infrastructure. I am proud to say that a few companies have done a commendable progress in this direction, and they have already started production of some quantity of the explosives, and I believe in near future they will increase the production and they will also add new variety of the explosives for the defense purpose. PESO, with its limited resources, has also started capacity building of its officials for such explosives. I am pleased to inform that we are about to start the project on the tracking and tracing of explosives with our IT partner, the NIC, at Nagpur. PESO has already developed excellent IT tools for effective control of the explosives. All the district authorities and Ministry of Home Affairs have already been given access to view movement of explosives and also to view the real-time stock of explosives in any of the magazines. All the transactions for manufacture, possession, sale, use are being done online. It has been made mandatory. The pass for use of explosives, that is RE13, was also introduced, which has brought great discipline in the user industry and has provided a shield to the bona fide users from undue harassment. We are seriously working to introduce vehicle tracking system in trucks carrying explosives and ammonium nitrate in near future. And a lot have to be done in this direction. That will be done with the help of the industry. And industry has never given any resistance, rather they have cooperated us when we are introducing new things. And friends, soon we are going to start the auto renewal of licenses under the petroleum rules and the gas cylinder rules. And then after its successful trial, we will introduce the same system for the renewal of licenses under the explosive rules and the ammonium nitrate rules. Then it will be very easy for the user to apply for renewal while sitting at home or while sitting in the office and get the license instantly renewed. They need not have to submit the application to the PESO. This will be totally hassle-free, and it will be a step in the direction of the paperless working. I want to say something to the EMW officials that the Institute of Makers of Explosives in the United States is working as a safety and the security institute of the commercial explosives industry. And it promotes safety through sharing best practices and safety standards. This institute has framed comprehensive recommendations and guidelines for the distribution and use of the commercial explosives to ensure safety of its employees, consumers, and the public, and protection of the environment. EMWA may also think of playing the same role in India This will greatly help development of explosives industry in the country and will also help PESO in enforcing safety and security regulations and can help bring discipline and ethics in the industry. I urge the EMWA to see that people with unethical intent do not enter in the explosive industry, which is detrimental to the industry and also pose threat to the nation's security. There should be healthy competition in the industry, but there is no room for the people indulging in unethical practices. To sum up, I would like to stress once again that adhering to the statutory provisions is not a hindrance in the production. Rather, it's a prerequisite for the productivity, and industry members should not consider safety as unproductive expenditure, but it's an investment in true sense. The invited lectures in the seminar are aimed to inculcate the safety culture and to enrich the knowledge base. I trust the deliberations in the seminar will provide a platform to all the participants to share information and experience on the best practices, successful approach followed in various units. In the last, I would like to highly appreciate the members of the organizing and the technical committee of the Explosafe 2016 who have put in their unstinted efforts for successful conduct of the seminar. I request all of you to give a big applause. Put your hand. I wish all the best for the success of the seminar, and at the same time, I would like to thank the dignitaries for coming here, sparing their time from their very busy schedule. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kamal. I'm sure your information was important to all of us, and the updates that he shared has increased the knowledge in terms of what is going on with PISO at the moment. I would now request our guest of honor, Shri B.P. Singh, Deputy Director General of Mine Safety, Nagpur, to say a few words. Please put your hands together to welcome Shri B.P. Singh.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Mishra Sahab, CMD WCL, Sri Murthy Sahab, scientist from High Energy Laboratory of DRDO, Pangal Sahab, organizing chairman, and Dr. Kamal. I am very happy that at least one seminar is organized on explosive, on the subject of safety particularly and security. I am in mining industry after graduation from IIT BHU, and I was dealing with huge quantity of explosives. As we all know that explosive is undesirable material. It's not desirable, but a lot of money was earned by Alfred Nobel. Lot of money. But this has 4 important legs, very important legs. Whether you say front or rear legs, but 4 wheels of society. One is either you say front or the rear, Vikas or Vinas. Development and destruction. These are the front legs of this material. And the rear leg is, again, safety, security, raksha, saath hatya. So this, you have to think what we are doing to the society. Before coming to this, I was analyzing information on use of explosive all over the world. I was shocked that almost 40% of the explosive, almost 40%, is used for destruction or for storage for destruction of future humanity. This is a shaming for us in 21st century or beyond. We can think of when people were in the forest. Now you are a developed society, and you have to think what we are doing. इस संदर्भ में I would like to draw your attention of Munshi Premchand, रक्षा में हत्या. Probably you might have read, but I'll remind you कि एक किसान का घर में स्पैरो बच्चा दिया. खाना लाने बाहर जाता है चिड़िया. जब चिड़िया खाना लेके आती है, तब तक बच्चा जो है अपने घोंसले से उछल के नीचे गिर जाता. वो किसान का बच्चा या किसान को दया आती है, उस बच्चे को उस घोंसले में पुनः सीढ़ी चढ़ के डालता है. चिड़िया तब तक देख रही है कि ये बच्चा को घोंसले में कोई डाल रहा है. चिड़िया आती है, उस बच्चों को चोंच से मार मार के हत्या कर देती. प्रेमचंद जी ने इसमें सवाल उठाया और बोला, क्या ये रक्षा हुआ या हत्या हुआ? Gentlemen, this is a challenge for those who are dealing with explosives. What are we doing? Fortunately, we, as a persons engaged in vikas, na ki vinash, we are fortunate that we are on such wheels for development of society. For those who are operating for vinash, they also have to think. The next subject which I was going through was that in mining sector, from where I belong, what do we want? We want that this explosive should provide us the fragmentation without noise, without vibration, without damage to any nearby areas. We want that the whole mass should be broken into pieces of size that we want to handle, without any negatives, what we call blast vibration, fly rocks, and air overpressure. We have not been able to achieve this target till date, although we are working in mining sector for over 600, 700 years with use of explosives. But we have not achieved this. Similarly, I was going through destructive energy of explosive, and only few countries and the scientists of those countries are working on that. I was going through nano diamond coating for RDX, a high energy explosive, but more safe for destructive use, developed in China and in some other countries. What we see in our country, I don't find any explosive research laboratory in this country. I don't find any fundamental scientist working on explosive in this country for safe and vikas के लिए कोई काम नहीं कर रहा है. This is ashamed for 128 crores population of this country. We don't put any money on this, nor those who are working in this field of research and science of explosives. They are simply, वो हाथी को देखता है, कभी सूंड पकड़ता है, कभी पैड़ पकड़ता है, बोलता है ये कितना मोटा है या कितना पतला हो सकता है. They don't see that they can put a horse. They don't see that they can put a missile. They don't see they can put explosive in such a manner that it should give us the required results. Whatever scientific investigations have been done on this subject, it has been done by the foreigners, not any one of us. This is a very sorrow affairs. The organization from I belong, Dr. Kamal belong, it's a regulatory body, but I don't have any research lab. We rely on foreign practices. We rely on foreign technology. We cut and paste, and we are very happy doing all these things. I also visited a lot of manufacturing units of yours. And we also find to maximize the profit and deteriorate the situation. What happens thereafter? In every year we lose lives, either explosions in the explosive factory or untoward accidents in mines, and sometimes recently in the defense sector also. None of the places are safe. When I was working at headquarters, we have decent work country program from 2013 to 2016 by ILO. I was a person dealing with this and development of the programs. There, the first objective and the mission of the program was to have a decent working conditions of our workers. What we see in reality, what is decent? It is full of accidents, insecurity, either on surface or on underground, while storage or while use. There are a lot of awareness amongst the workers or the employers, and as well as the persons residing in and around the mines. Every day you'll find a lot of complaints that my house are getting damaged. We are living in a threats of fly rocks all over the countries. We go and conduct inquiries. We see things are basically in a different way. When there is a complaint, you get alert, and whatever things you see as an inspector or inspecting authority, you see everything false, nothing true, because everything is camouflaged. The reality does not come on surface, whatever way you do. But so, to know the reality, the countries like Canada, countries like South Africa, countries like Australia, I will not name US, because these countries have developed the latest technology and instruments along with software to know what happened when you use a gram of explosives. They have developed to that extent. How much energy they have used, how much energy it has been converted into vibrations, in noise. They developed a lot of things. And we are importing equipments from them. While I was in Director of Science and Technology, I also imported equipment of about 1 crore in 2009. But I am sorry to tell you that when I was there on that chair, it was used in mines for 2-3 mines. Thereafter, it is gathering dust. This is the state of affairs of the government, and also of the industry which they use the explosives. And at the same time, the manufacturers. I have seen manufacturers also. I have seen some of the accidents happening in manufacture. I had an opportunity to go and see how these detonators are getting blasted during crimping and manufacturing. What is the quality? I have seen the same quality in Chinese manufacturing units. But there is a difference. I had an occasion to be with Chief Secretary Mines, and when this amendment of acts were being done, then she was telling, no, we will not spend money on research and development. Let us use money for the welfare of the people. No, you have to generate your own resources. So if this is the thinking, then we have to import everything, even goddess from China. Durga Puja में, चाहे दशहरा में, China से ही हमारा भगवान आते हैं. तो we are suffering in that area. And this occasion, this type of organization of a national seminar, where all the wings of use, manufacturing, regulators, everybody are here, then we have to think. We have to do a lot of research on that. Unless you do some research, you will not progress. You will have a lot of problems. Because our environment, our people are different than Australians, different than Chinese, different than Canadians, different than South Africans. We have different environments also, because our environment is minus 40 to plus 40, 50. There we have to deal with a wide range of thermal and humidity conditions. So we have to develop systems compatible to our environments. Friends, this is okay, this type of, but I will request PESO and manufacturers to at least devote one day on the research and development, basic research on explosives for commercial use. Because unless you develop your own, I don't think we will be in a position to fulfill the requirements of विकास के लिए जो विस्फोटक का इस्तेमाल होना चाहिए, उसमें हम लोग नहीं कर पाए. Today we have high density populations. Wherever there are mines, you will find a lot of people gather there for their survivals, and their safety is very important. मैं ज़्यादा वक्त आपका नहीं लूँगा. I am very thankful to the organizers and to all of you that you have invited me, a person like BP Singh, who is always a learner. I will learn from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, for such insightful words on development and security. I'm sure it will motivate all of us to take our next steps very carefully. I would now request our chief guest for the day, Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Mishra ji, Chairman cum Managing Director, Western Coalfields Limited, to address all of us present here today. Please put your hands together and welcome Sri Rajiv Ranjan Mishra ji.
Dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Kamal, Shri BP Singh, Shri Murthy, Shri Pangal, and members of Explosives fraternity present here, ladies and gentlemen. After the views expressed by experts in the field, regulatory bodies, members of regulatory bodies, I don't have much to say. I don't have much to share. But I'm really thankful. I must congratulate both EMWA and PESO coming together to hold this today's seminar on a very vital issue. And it would not have been better than Nagpur, which is almost Kashi or Mecca for explosives fraternity, because I hope consumers, manufacturers, they have been here for taking all those statutory clearances. And it is a good approach to bring the manufacturers, the consumers, honorable members of regulatory bodies together to discuss issue on explosives, way forward for safety. And I really feel, I was going through the daily, session-wise details, and you are really fortunate that you are attending this seminar, today's seminar, because after you end tomorrow, you will be really wise, as Mr. Pangal said. But I would suggest that on conclusion of this seminar, a resolution, a white paper should come having roadmap, milestones, way forward to achieve what we really want to achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, I fully agree with what Mr. BP Singh Sahab said, because we have been doing things, copying And there is a lot of scope to improve when we talk of research and development. And it's really a worry for we Indians, and especially for explosives fraternity, to not having any way forward for research and development. Rather, I would suggest today that in Coal India we have a research and development board which helps some budding talents, some institutions, technical institutions to come forward if they are having good R&D project, whether it is explosive or for any development work. So today I'll I'll invite any of you coming through IITs or ISM or whatsoever, and you can consult us because I am also a member of that CL R&D board. I am thankful to Dr. Kamal because while talking about his contribution, he has done a lot for you because the things he announced today, it's nothing but giving you ease of doing business, reforms, simplification, transparency through IT. As far as coal industry is concerned, since I am representing one of your largest consumer, you know, coal industry had in last 3-4 years, barring last year, it was almost at a plateau as far as growth in production is concerned. But by end of 14-15, we have been given a task to just double our production in next 5 years, starting 15-16. We have already crossed one financial year. So from a level of almost 500 million tonnes, we have to head for 1 billion tonnes by 2019-20. And you can just imagine what will be the volume of extraction by Coal India Limited, and you can just assume what will be your contribution in this. Today, if we think of, if there is, I have been given some statistics, some figures that today we are around about 1700, 1800 million cubic meters extraction, which will be around 5,000 million cubic meters by 1920. As far as WCL is concerned, out of that 1 billion tonnes contribution, our task has been 60 million tonnes by 2019-20. But since I am speaking here at Nagpur amongst many of you from Nagpur and all over country, I am really glad to inform you that WCL, which was a company in a negative growth, consecutive negative growth for 5 years till 13-14, was in consecutive operational loss for 3-4 years, turned around in 15-16. And you will be surprised that this company took a vow that we'll be having new projects every month. And we planned a calendar for having 36 projects in 36 months. Of course, that 36 projects consists of greenfield and brownfield also, replacement projects. And I'm glad to inform you today that in last 16 months, we have opened 16 projects, Western Coalfields Limited. So with this pace of growth, although we have been given a target of 60 million tonnes, but we are heading for round about 70 to 80 million tonnes by 1920. And we are also trying to have bigger projects in between. And if we clinch that issue, we'll be heading for a production of around 100 million tonnes by 2019-20. Western Coalfields Limited had a business of about 200 crores in 15-16 as far as explosives is concerned. And you can assume that it will be almost more than double, about 500 crores by 2019-20. As DDG mentioned, that on one part we are heading for a huge growth, huge extraction, because almost 80 to 85% of this production will be through open cast method. But on the other side, we have to think of safety while going for blasting, because we have been seeing in Coal India that in many cases we have to operate very nearer to the habitats, very nearer to the villages. And here comes the role of experts of having controlled blasting so that we can complete our work also with giving safety to the villages and people around. And here comes the role of research and development. I was working earlier in Central Mine Planning and Design Institute, Ranchi, and we were having a dedicated department of controlled blasting. And I could remember there were a lot of research going on in that department, and we were able to do a lot. I don't know what has happened to that department right now, but there is a scope of doing things. I'm really thankful that I have been invited today here. One more thing I would like to add is that while dealing with this subject, while dealing with explosives, and while dealing with the largest consumer, Coal India Limited, you have to keep in mind that we also operate in states like Jharkhand, Odisha, and some part of Maharashtra, where there is always a threat of Naxals, anti-terrorist activities. So when Dr. Kamal was talking about UID number and computerization, these are the things which needs to be introduced for making explosives safety, because I have been told that about 1,000 tonnes of cartridges are being transported on daily basis through road, and that is vulnerable, because we have heard many cases. Before working in Western Coalfields Limited, I was working in Central Coalfields, where we are still operating in the dense Naxal area of Chatra, Latehar, Piparwar, where we have opened two major projects, Magad and Amrapali. And those are the largest ever project opened by Central Coalfields Limited. I would like to inform you that till now Western Coalfields Limited is having the largest project of 4 million tonnes, that is Penganga and Dinesh, which was opened recently among those 16 projects. But if everything goes well, next year we are planning to have the largest ever project of Western Coalfields Limited of 10 million tonnes capacity in Majri area of Varda Valley Coalfield, and the second largest project of 5 million tonnes in Ballarpur area of Western Coalfields Limited. So that will give a boost to the production of, and both the projects will be open cast. So 15 million tonnes added together in one single year will be a great market for all the explosive manufacturers. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best for the 2 days which you will be here interacting, and feel free to interact with the experts, because I have seen so many experts coming and delivering lectures here. And I would request, and I would like to share, I would like to know the outcome of this 2-day seminar when it ends tomorrow, and I would like to share the details also. Thank you very much.